fasting. Now here is the 3-day juice cleanse for those who don't want to do 21 days and then 3 days of water fasting. I love to offer a choice. Isn't it written in the scriptures? Choose you this day whom you will serve. Well, I think in all fairness, it's good to give people a number of things they can choose from. Here's the 3-day juice cleanse. For 3 days, drink 8 to 12 glasses of fresh squeezed juice. And 85% of this juice should be carrot juice. The rest can be apple, orange, beet, celery, etc. Whatever you'd like to put in that juice, you go ahead and put it in. And for 3 days, you have that breakfast, lunch, dinner, and in between. Whenever you're feeling hungry or otherwise, put in some juice and make it fresh. All the time, make it fresh. It's very good. It could last probably for a couple of hours if you did up enough to do you for a few hours, but try and do it that way. It's best fresh because less oxidation takes place. Drink the juice throughout the day. If you find you're hungry, add more juice. Does that make sense? Add more juice. On the 4th day, eat only fresh, raw fruits, because your stomach has not been used to having solid foods put in it for 3 days, so take it easy when you're going to introduce yourself back into the foods. On the 5th day, have fresh raw fruit for breakfast and fresh raw veggies for lunch. And on the 6th day, you may resume normal eating. And you can do that once a month. You could do that once every other month. Whatever you'd like to do. But I'll guarantee you something. If you do the 21 days of eating right and the 3-day water fast, or you do the 3-day juice cleanse, you're going to get a benefit in your body. Whenever you start doing something right, your body responds accordingly. Here's the Melon Cleanse. And this is fantastic. You see, when we do things to our body that force it to do anything, we're out of harmony with the laws that govern the body. But when we give the body food and enable it to do whatever it wants to do, we're in harmony with physical law. Now the melon fast, this is one I recommend for people who have high blood pressure, who are not diabetic. If you're diabetic, this would not be a good thing to do for you unless you were non-diabetic or you were cured from your diabetes. And that's what happens when you get on the right foods, by the way. And I'm going to share more with you when we're finished with this section right here. The Melon Cleanse works like this. For 3 days, eat nothing but melons, cantaloupe, watermelon, honeydew, etc. You may eat as often as you are hungry, as melons digest very rapidly when eaten alone. Make sure the melons should be well ripened and drink plenty of water during the 3 days. That is very important. And if you think about this, this is putting a tremendous amount of cleaning in your body. And why is it that it lowers blood pressure? Well, what it does is these melons clean the nephrotic membranes of the kidneys better than anything else we know. So if you've got inorganic minerals or sediment built up in your kidneys, the melons will clean them out very well. We had one lady, her blood pressure was 185 over 135. Her doctor wanted her on blood pressure medication. And she knew when she took one of these pills, it made her feel very, very sick. So I was called upon to visit this woman and asked what could be done for her from a natural perspective. I said, well, are you on the medication right now? She said, no, I'm not. I refuse to take this medication. I said, are you diabetic? She said, no, I'm not. She says, I just feel awful. So I said to her, after I prayed with her, go on nothing but melons for 3 days. She said, just melons? I said, yes, just melons for 3 days. She says, can I have toast? I said, no, just melons for 3 days. And her husband was with her, and he says, she'll eat the melons. She'll eat them. I'll tell you, she'll eat them. So she did. 3 days after she had started on the melons, her husband phoned me. I was in Edmonton at the time. Her husband phoned me and he says, Rudy, My wife's blood pressure is 110/70. No medication. Isn't that amazing? That is absolutely amazing, but that's how the human body works. She had spent a number of years doing things wrong, causing her kidneys to be plugged up. And she said she urinated a whole lot during those 3 days, but her body felt better and better and better. And now her blood pressure was down to a healthier blood pressure, 110/70. Perfect blood pressure should be about 100/60, no lower than 90/50, and preferably no higher than 110/70. 120/80 is on the low side of high. Shouldn't be that high. Not at all. In health, it should be much lower. Okay, does that sound easy to do? If you really like melons, get a variety of melons. Mix them up into a melon cocktail. You can juice them too if you want. Watermelon juice is fantastic to drink. And drink lots of water with it. And this is a good thing to do too. You can rest while you do this. Or if you have to work, brain work is fantastic because glucose is all the body runs on. And there's lots of glucose in those melons. It works very well.